Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview Wayne Country Days baseball player who has recently committed to NC State, Garrett Moffett. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Good. Can you talk about your experience playing baseball in high school and now moving on to the college level?
Well, my high school experience hasn't been quite like everybody else's. My first 3 years of high school, I went to Cary High School in Cary, North Carolina. And this last year, I recently transferred to Wayne Country Day to pursue different opportunities.
Can you talk about the experience at Wayne Country Day transferring to there?
The experience at Wayne Country Day has been great. It was a little strange at first. I had to move out of my house in Cary, and I live with a host family now out there, and they're great. They've helped a lot, but the opportunities that I've gotten from being at Wayne Country Day are incredible. I've gotten a lot better. I've gotten to practice with a lot of better competition, better players, and I've gotten a lot stronger, a lot bigger, and a lot better at baseball.
What are some of your achievements so far that you've achieved?
Let's see. Achievements. Well, I started out winning games pretty early. When I was 12 and 13, my teams won the national championship. We won the Cal Ripken World Series, and then we won the Perfect Game Super 25. And just recently, I started getting a lot more offers from different colleges, and I was pretty proud of myself.
Can you talk about the recruitment process and what offers you've received from colleges?
It's not an easy process to go through. It's different for everybody. My process was a little strange because of my reclassing and all that. As of 2020, I only had like 3 offers. I had an offer from Holy Cross in Worcester, Massachusetts, Gardner-Webb, and somewhere else, and a walk-on offer from UNTW.
How was the process like receiving the offer from NC State?
So that was another strange process because before I received that offer, I was committed to UPenn, the University of Pennsylvania, Ivy League school in Philadelphia. And at that point, when I was committed there, I was just a lefty pitcher sitting 83 to 84, maybe hitting 85. And then in the span of like 3 weeks, I jumped from 85 to 89. And my coach, Coach Pate, Adam Pate, he reached out to different schools for me and was trying to see if they had any interest, and thankfully they did. And so that helped a lot with receiving an offer from NC State.
What schools were interested in you besides NC State, UPenn, and Graphia?
UNCW, I had an offer from them as 2021. And yeah, I didn't really have much more interest in that. Adam said he texted UNC and Duke, but nothing really substantial came from that.
Can you talk about the recruitment visit and how that experience is like?
So I've been on multiple visits. First visit I ever went on was Holy Cross in Massachusetts. That was a nice visit. The visits are different for everybody. I visited with a couple more recruits up there. I mean, it was nice, but it wasn't anything that I was crazy about. And my next visit I went on was to Dartmouth in New Hampshire. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's where it is. And that definitely wasn't my favorite because I'm not a big cold weather guy, and it was like 9 degrees. Not fun. And I've also been on visits to Garner Webb. That was a great visit. UNCW, I've been on multiple visits there. That was nice. And UPenn. UPenn was a nice visit. I enjoyed it, but I didn't really enjoy it. I thought it was a place I could be, but then I decided it wasn't.
Can you talk about the experience knowing you putting on the jersey, filling out if this was going to be where you wanted to play for the next 4 years?
So at UPenn, I just kind of went because the name of the school, it's UPenn. It's an Ivy League school. You come out of there, you're set pretty much for life. But I had to do some soul searching, and I decided that NC State was a better place for me. You know, I've been a fan of NC State since I was just a little kid. I live 10 minutes down the road, and I just decided that I'd rather be there.
What experience was it like playing for the Wayne Post 11 team?
Wayne Post 11's been great. I've only played a couple games for him, but I really liking the guys. I'm liking the competition. It's a good way to get reps in between my showcase tournaments.
Can you talk about your showcase tournaments that you've played in?
Yeah, so I play with the Canes American 2021, and we have a really solid team. Like, all the guys on there are dudes. Like, they're good. And we've only played in one tournament so far. It was last weekend down in Atlanta, and we did pretty good. The competition we play is very good. I think the slowest guy we saw was like 87. And when you get to that level, you just gotta compete. You gotta do your best. You gotta have that fire in you, that drive to want to win, want to beat the next guy.
Can you talk about the experience playing in the showcase tournament, knowing that recruits can look at you, and that's where most of the time you get your offers from?
So, the last couple of years when I've been playing in showcase tournaments, recruits, they can definitely make you nervous when you're playing, because you don't want to mess up, you don't want to have a bad game, and you don't want to like have them cross your name off their list. You want to have everybody open to you and close to offering you. So I think that hindered me a little bit. You just have to have the right mindset when you're not committed. Playing in the showcase tournaments when you're committed is a whole lot easier than when you're not.
How's the process like when you're committed?
When you're playing games, when you're committed, you're just, at least for me, I was a whole lot more relaxed. Like, I didn't feel like I had to go 5 for 5 with 2 doubles and a home run that game. I just felt like I got to go out there and play, do my best to help the team win.
What accomplishments do you plan on accomplishing at NC State?
Well, first and foremost, I want to go to Omaha. I want to win in Omaha. I'm pretty sure that's every college player's dream, I guess. And with NC State, it's a historically great program. I feel like we definitely have a chance to do that. And I just want to help the team win as much as I can.
What are some of your biggest accomplishments?
I've thrown a couple no-hitters, a couple perfect games in my lifetime. And I've been named perfect game preseason All-American. I was ranked 30th in the state by impact. And I've been on perfect game all-tournament teams a couple of times.
What advice would you give upcoming high school players looking to get recruited to the next level?
Just go out there, do your best for your time. Don't worry about the scouts, because if you play 10th, you're not going to play as good. So just play your game, don't worry about them, and don't let anybody ever tell you you can't. Because I've had people tell me I couldn't. I've had people tell me I'd never play college baseball at the Division I level. And if you don't let them tell you you can't, the end of the day, they can't control you. Only you can control you. So you determine your outcome.
That's great advice. What advice would you give upcoming players looking to play high school baseball?
Just have fun, man. Be a good teammate. Nobody likes a bad teammate. High school baseball is a lot of fun. It's less on the recruiting side for high school baseball. Of course, there will be recruits if they come seek you out, but most of that is in showcase tournaments. In high school, just have fun, enjoy it. Try to win as many games as you can. And yeah, just be a good teammate. It doesn't last as long. Fortunately for me, I have another season, but like all the seniors this year that lost their high school season, for most of them, that's the last time they'll ever play baseball. So just enjoy it while you can, and don't take it for granted.
Can you talk about how it felt when you've received the posters from these recruits, seeing your face on them?
I mean, it's nice. It's definitely a great experience. It's nice to see all your hard work come to fruition, I guess.
Where can my listeners find you on social media?
At Garrett _Moffett on Twitter, and at gmoffett2 on Instagram.
Thank you again, Garrett Mafia, for your interview.
No problem.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Garrett Mafia, for your interview, and best of luck at NC State.
Thank you.